Today, the video that I share will be a little bit different. I am introducing what will be, I guess we can call, a new genre, a new type of content that I will be sharing with you all. I can sit and share the message of God. I can give my talks, I can, however you want to label them. People have said they are sermons. I don't know what category we put them in. These transmissions, these sharings, they are not going to stop. They are something that burns in me, like a bird that needs to sing a song. However, I also see the profound value of how we learn from love in action, and talking and expressing about accessing the love of God, about the manifestation of the love of God animating our intelligence, the simplicity of the equation that within this world that is afflicted by a fallen force, men and women must find a place whereby they can access revelation from Spirit, revelation from Creator, from Christ, which has intertwined within it the gift of the all-knowingness of Christ. And when they hear that revelation, without interjection of their logic and their analysis, in faith follow it. And in faith following it is where God begins to win the battle. You can teach that lesson 1,000 times to a human being, and it may not go in. But if you show a human being other humans who have decided to allow their day to be led by that inner revelation, that inner voice of God, the actual connection, the actual communication of the living God. Not words from a book, not advice from a preacher, but the inner connection to the Creator, leading the life of one individual or of a team. If you share that can reach people that words can't reach. And with that said, I wish to share with you a video in which you will hear me speaking of God, but also see us following that voice to rescue and assist with children and families that simply needed the presence and the abundance and the love of God in their lives. I love you all. Have a blessed Sunday. Bye. Good morning, everybody. Late last night, I had a tip-off, or my team had a tip-off, of 2 children who are locked away in the dark. We're heading out to find them, and I thought I would take you along with me. I keep recording little snippets of my day, and I've not yet managed to vlog an entire day, so we'll configure something together. And before I go, I think I'll show you this as well. All of the men from our drug rehabilitation centre, which is called Faith Addiction Recovery Centre. They very kindly all contributed some of their artistic skills to create this, what I think is a fantastic painting, which is hanging here in my home. Anyway, off to find these children, and we hope by the grace of God that they are not suffering too much, but I can guarantee by the power of God, by the end of the day, if they are, they will not be. Thanks to your love and support and a lot of prayer power. Somewhere here, we don't know where, there is a disabled child locked away. I can't see in. So when Mama works, she just has to leave him locked inside here. This is where he stays. So out of love and no other opportunity, she has to lock him indoors all the time so she can survive. For a mother and a father to have to lock him inside while they go to do their work every day is not easy on your heart. This is one of those very difficult and heartbreaking situations. The boy is locked in here predominantly. Constantly he is locked in this house, in this wood shack, and it's not out of a lack of love, but they've lost him so many times. He goes missing. He's been missing for days on end, 3 times. It's because they need to survive. This is a place without welfare, without supermarkets. You know, you've got to tend to your farm and your bananas and your livestock. And if the boy, whose name is Shadrach, is left, he just runs all over the place. So their only option is to lock him away. And locking him in isolation increases the problem. He gets more and more aggressive, more demented, really, as you can imagine, as with any human being. So this is a situation where we discuss if we can raise them up economically so they can find a way to look after him at home by having a caregiver, or whether he's a candidate to come to the village so that he's safe and he's not locked away all the time. But the parents love him. It is economics that is forcing them to lock him away. Most of the children we find locked away are locked away because of a lack of love and empathy and cultural belief that there's a curse and things. This family are doing it to keep him safe. So I'm certain God brought us here today, and I am certain with your help and the help of the Holy Spirit who guided us here, that we will find a solution for this family, whatever will be best. So, and the best life for Shadrach and the most comfort for Mum and Dad. But for now, they seem very keen for him to come to the village because they are kind of innerly broken, as any parent would be, that they lock him in here every day alone whilst they work. So, and schools, etc. won't take him, sadly. So, okay, on we go. This is our guide leading us to wherever this child is, so it might take quite some time because he's on a bicycle. We have arrived. Avari?
So we have it's Shadrach.
2 Shadrachs today, yes, yeah. Mambo Shadrach.
It's Shadrach.
Unafurahi sana, eh? Wageni wengi leo. Wageni wengi. I guess these are your toys then, hey? Tano. Ehe. Unaitwa nani?
Mwambie naitwa Idan.
Idan? Sawa Idan. Na wewe?
Mwambie.
Tano. Daya. Na wewe? Nani? Utu. Mitano. Lutu. Okay, Lutu. This is Shadrach's home. This is a place called Miwaleni, and it's not so far from where we have built Feather's Till, or the children's village in Kilimanjaro. This area is desperately poor, and this is the home of a single mum with a special needs child, suffering immensely and relying on the kindness, ultimately, of neighbours around them to ensure that they're alive. Because how do you... It's the same situation, and it's always the same situation, that if she needs to work, Shadrach must be locked in this building on his own. Nothing out of superstition on this instance again, but purely out of necessity and economic turmoil. But that means that the neighbours around, who themselves are clearly desperately poor, you can see the houses, etc., are just mud and stick houses. There's no electricity, there's no running water here. They are helping her with food to avoid Shadrach having to be locked away on his own all the time. But a great candidate for this mother to start a life at the village with her son as a caregiver, because she has the patience, she has the skills, she's already learned how to look after a disabled child, and the majority of our children are abandoned children, or children that are taken from abuse or abusive situations. And so single mums like the mother of Shadrach are an ideal caregiver. They're pre-trained, I would imagine, given what I'm seeing here, and that this community is keeping her going, or if not, he's being left alone in here all day while she works in the fields or whatever she can do, that Shadrach and mum will come to the village and she will find employment. And that starts a whole new life, because there are women like this who have joined us some 7-8 years ago, who from the salaries that they are paid caring for the other children have managed to buy themselves a little plot of land, build themselves a house, and find sustainability in life. So yeah, this is a very deep, beautiful part of Tanzania, a very tribal part of Tanzania. No development, pretty much, and yeah, still on the fringe of tribal living, we can say. Our therapy team and social workers have found this young man here as well. 3 years old, hey?
Yeah.
And he's unable to speak. Okay. But he can hear?
Aidan.
Aidani.
Okay, yeah, he can hear. Mambo Aidan. Wako poa?
Aidan, njoo. Wewe.
His tongue looks a little bit big for his mouth, so there may be a development of Down syndrome, but minor, so it doesn't show too much physically. We'll find out more as time progresses. But in environments like this, where there's no running water, drinking groundwater, which is full of parasites, amoebiasis, things of this nature, there is a lot of disability. According to the numbers of UNICEF, 10% of children in Africa are disabled. Where are they? Why is the world not talking about them? These are the children that are loved, still living difficult lives, no doubt. But what of those others, and the ones that I've come across, who are from loving families that have gone off to work, and then unsavoury characters have raped them and things of this nature, or wildlife have attacked the child, or, as we have heard yesterday, there's an area in the mountains that we're going to investigate where we've heard one of the communities has been convinced by the witch doctor that they should throw all the disabled children into a cave where they will perish, because if not, their presence will curse the village and the harvest. So you still have a lot of deep cultural superstition. Why is no one talking about them? There's a reason. And unfortunately, the stories sometimes can be very beautiful, like this here. This is going to be a beautiful story. Sometimes they're very dark as well. So what chance do you have? How does a single mother in a place with no running water look after a disabled child without simply leaving them alone. It's impossible. That's why we're here. That's why you guys are behind what we're doing. It's why God brought us all together to start bringing this problem up into the light of human consciousness. Where apa? So this is the grandmother's house, eh? Habari? Asante.
And there is a woman with a baby also. These are the rooms.
Here.
Yes, in town. And there is a woman with a baby also.
Wapi? Hapa?
A 3-year-old so you can give
Mambo. Oh, samani sana.
Ingia tu.
Okay.
Ingia tu.
Okay.
Ingia.
Habari dada. Uko poa? Umechoka au unauma? Unauma?
Hapana, mzazi.
Umechoka? Ah, pole sana.
She just had the child
Ah.
3 days.
Siku tatu. Ah, ongera sana. Ah, ongera sana. Siku tatu. Ah. 3 days. She gave birth here or in hospital? Wow, pendeza sana. Ongera mama. Ongera.
Usilie tena basi. Usilie tena sasa unalia nini? Ya basi usilie tena.
Sasa nyingi sawa. So mazo wa mzuri.
Tutake mwingine huyo hapa.
This is the neighbour's house of the child we've came to see. So we've met a child called Shadrach who has cerebral palsy, and they are in desperate poverty. They're in desperate need of help. But in entering the neighbour's house here, I was then confronted with a 3-day-old baby and her teenage mum, and they are in bad shape. They are in bad economic shape. They're in bad shape for food security, and even milk production from the mum was not looking so great. So I had fuel money in my pocket, totaling 100,000 Tanzanian shillings, which is around about $30, I believe, on the exchange rate, approximately. That's a huge amount of money to people in this area, and I gave it to that young mother and said, eat well so that your milk is strong, because infant mortality and children dying at the early stages of life within the first few months is the highest risk. Mambo. Jina lako nani? Ibrahim. Ibrahim's came to say hello. Nyumbani hapa, eh?
Ndiyo.
So Ibrahim's home is here. Nyumbani hapa, Bibi Sophia nyumbani?
Ndiyo.
Ah, you live with Bibi Sophia. Okay. So this young man is living in that house where the 3-day-old baby is as well. So by providing food, it reduces the risk of infant mortality massively by giving mum the correct nutrition, because they'll just be eating maize and palm fat, probably, is maize flour and palm fat, that is. So, yeah, it's wonderful to see the Holy Spirit at work, helping families of young men like this
you come to help one special needs child and you're immediately led to a newborn baby, and that is how we will continue to share the blessings that you send us. Whoever's in front of us on that given day, we will help. And I continue to run the entire organisation on the same basis I always have, that God cannot fill your purse or cannot fill your bank account until it's empty. So if we have resources, we give to those in need immediately. I had fuel money in my pocket. I've used it for this lady. We've got enough fuel to get home, it's not a problem. But this is how it should be. Your bank account should be in faith. So it's interesting this young man came to join me while I finish this part of the video.
They should stop beating them, yes. Hi, Emma. Now that outreach is finished, the day is not over, it's 5 p.m. and I've come to check on construction. This is construction taking place in Kilimanjaro, and this is our new therapy center for the special needs children. So there will be light and sound therapy, physio, all of these various necessities, medical necessities to keep our children healthy, including the sensory necessities. And of course we have construction ongoing in Dodoma, and out here this used to be the dog rescue shelter, but they have all been relocated now. Nobody is allowed to cut a tree or a branch. For the last 10 years we are the only area with forest. Everywhere else around us is barren except here. And we have so many bird species, etc. It's so beautiful. So down here will become a wonderland, a playground for the children, which a wonderful family actually donated for. And we got into some legal trouble this year, which you all know about, and that became chaotic, someone attempting on my life and so on. But there will be here a playground that will look something akin to a wonderland. There'll be a water fountain, wheelchair swings, statues, and just everything that the kids need to be happy and have fun and to play. So all of that will be there. But yeah, construction's going well. This is what happens. You just walk in faith. This was bush. Silence and bush. I used to sit here asking God why I was here. Store up your treasures in heaven. I promise you, there's not a man on earth, no sports car collection, no clothing collection. Although I don't mind my cars, don't get me wrong. I'm an enthusiast. I enjoy driving. I enjoy driving my car. I enjoy that. But just never lose track. Store up your treasures in heaven. You'll just never ever not be whole. You'll never not be full. It's just constant pouring out of love from Christ. People seek it in meditation. People try to raise their kundalini, as they say, raise their energy in meditation. Just obey the gospel. Treat others with more value than yourself. And your energy will be raised by the King of Light, the Lion of Judah, the Christ. And you will just feel awesome and high constantly on a love that you can't begin to explain. Anyway, I love you all. God bless, guys. Thank you for making all of this possible, including our construction. Poleni. And today's outreach and all the families we helped as well. Bye. My dogs have messed up the floor for the builders. Poleni.